Chat GPT, Anna Banana. Chat GPT. That's what it's there for. To get you through the bleeping essays. I started, it doesn't even matter. Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We're still in the middle of this arson trial, and the mom just got off the stand, and they released her. So, we're not going to see her again. So, she said a whole bunch of things. She said she was out with her fiance pretty much for the weekend. Like, she came home once or twice to grab some stuff, but she was pretty much gone for the weekend. And the 3 people were at home. 14-year-old, 20-year-old, and I don't know. Not sure about that third one. It's fun. And then her and her fiance texted Mr. Williams, is that his name? And, I was like, come get your stuff, you gotta go. They were gonna meet him at the house. Then they decided not to meet him at the house because they didn't want to escalate it. So he's like, that's cool, I'll just come get my stuff. She made it sound like it was not a big deal. He's going to just move. And I think the defense attorney said he owns a house in California, or he has a house in California. So he's just going to go to California. But he got mad. Kids were in the house. And he said, get your effing mom home. She doesn't come home in a few minutes. I'm going to burn this house down. I'm going to burn this bitch down. And then he left. And then he came back. And then the house was burnt down. But there's also a child, 14, I think, who has burnt the house down before. It's not in the trial yet because the judge didn't let it in yet. But this child likes fire. But the child was pretty upset when he called not Gabby, Trayvon. Trey called his mom and is like, he burnt this MF down, whatever. And he seemed pretty scared. He seemed pretty upset. Sorry, my cat. All right. So we are back from lunch. Day 1 was jury selection and all that, so we don't count that. So this is our day 2, I think. I don't know. We have today, tomorrow, and the next day, and we'll be done. So this is the meat of the testimony right here, guys.
State of Indiana versus Christopher Williams, 20-01-2501-F43. State of Indiana is in court by Deputy Prosecuting Attorneys Don Pitzer and Kathleen Clays. The defendant, Christopher Williams, is in court in person by his attorney, Jeffrey Majerick. Mr. Pitzer, ready to have the jury come in?
Yes.
Did you want to address that, or did you want to address it between Don?
We were just thinking, Mr. Majerick and I were discussing this issue with information about potentially kids in fire that we heard earlier. The thinking between Mr. Majerick and I was, I will do my direct. We can approach if necessary for any discussion about whether or not I've opened a door or whether or not he wants to try to go into this. And then we'll follow the court's, direction.
Yeah, Mr. Majerick.
Yeah, I'm familiar that, like in a motion to limine, you will often grant it, but then you'll say all subject to the.
This motion in limine, it's pointless from the standpoint of whatever I do now. Mr. Majerick, you've already brought this up. You have to object at the time the question or the evidence is presented, just as Mr. Pitzer would have to do for the state to preserve the objection on appeal. We all know that. So,
to my defense in that one, I didn't object because her answer was not to the question that he asked. That was my objection. But at least that's from my standpoint. But I understand where you're coming from, and I do, Your Honor.
I think where we're at is this, still. Mr. Pitzer and Ms. Clays on behalf of the state are gonna call additional witnesses, their case in chief. You're gonna object where need be. I'm gonna rule on objection. At some point in time, they're going to rest their case, at which point, Mr. Majeri, you are either going to go forward with testimony and evidence on behalf of your client in defense, or you're not. I don't know what, because you're not required to under the law. So I don't know where that's going to lead, but it would seem to me that's still where we're at. And I still think that's the best way to handle this. So I can hear what the question is. You can tell me what the objection is. Mr. Pitzer, you just slow down when you get to it. You're going to know when we're getting to something that might be objectionable. Mr. Majeri, I do remind you, you've got to object timely. It's much more difficult for the court to strike testimony and evidence after it's already been admitted. I've done that, but it is more difficult. Okay, now with that said, Mr. Pitzer, ready to go?
Yes.
Jess, can you turn the screen off? Thank you.
I do love chicken parm. I just do.
Mr. Majeri,
Yes, Your Honor.
get the dream. Get the dream, please.
Tell your brother to work faster. Tell him I said so.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, "Who's Kathy?"
Just
Don't matter.
logistically, Mr. Pitzer is, are you doing the next witness?
Yes.
Got it, thank you.
It's ready to go.
So are you going to run that at the appropriate moment?
Your volume is fine. They're just bringing the jury in. I'm ordering coffee because I need coffee. It's just so hard to get coffee. It's all this junk, and I just want coffee. Make coffee. No, I'm not going to make coffee. Don't be ridiculous, people. Come on. It's 4:30 in the morning. Who can make coffee at 4:30 in the morning? Give me his number, Linus. I'll talk to him. Hurry up. Teach me how to speak to him.
You may be seated. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I trust you had a delicious and delightful lunch. When I recessed you, we were in the midst of the state's case in chief. That will continue. Mr. Pitzer, call your first witness or your next evidence be presented, please.
Thank you. The state calls Caden LeGrand.
Mr. LeGrand, come forward. That's good enough. Face me, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Have a seat at the witness chair there.
Right there.
Yep, right there where the box of Kleenex is, please. Turn, if you will, face that microphone. Use a nice big voice because you're in a big courtroom. Will you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
A little bit louder yet.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Now, spell your first and last name for the court reporter. Go ahead.
Kaidenlandgrand.
Thank you. Mr. Pitzer, direct.
Thank you, Judge. Do you mind if I call you Caden?
Yes, sir.
Caden, how old are you?
21.
Where did you grow up?
Upper Indiana.
Where did you go to high school?
From Concord to Jimtown.
Did you graduate high school?
No,
Did you get a GED at some point?
no.
Are you currently working?
Yes, sir.
Caden, where do you work?
Amazon.
What do you do for Amazon?
I pick for their totes.
Can you tell us just a little?
Not me, Linus. People who know me say, she's such a quiet little thing. She's so quiet.
Bit about what that entails.
So basically, there is a robotic pod that comes, and I pick out of that pod, and I put it in a tote, and I send it down so it can get packaged and shipped to the customers.
Move your hair out of
How
your
long have you
eyes.
done that?
I've been there for 3 weeks now.
Did you work prior to that?
Yes, sir.
Where did you work prior to that?
Public packaging.
What did you do for them?
Package like the cardboard boxes for bearings, little metal stuff for car parts, dog vitamins, like little stuff.
The current job that you do, what hours do you work?
I work from 6:30 p.m. to 5 in the morning, but I'm usually there by 6.
How many days a week do you work?
I work 4, but I'd be trying to pick up 5 to 6.
Did you work last night?
No.
Do you work tonight?
No.
Caden, I'm going to ask you about relationships with a few people, okay? Do you know a person named Travion Reeves?
Yes, sir.
How long have you known Travion?
For about almost 2 years.
How did you meet Travion?
Through his sister,
What's his sister's name?
Rena.
Is she older or younger than Travion?
Older.
Is she more consistent with your age?
Yes.
What's your relationship like with Travion Reeves?
He's like my little brother.
Did you know him in September of 2024
Yes.
when the fire happened?
Yes.
Do you know a person named Chelsea Reeves?
Yes, sir.
How do you know Chelsea Reeves?
That is Rena and Trey's mom, and she's also like my mother.
When you say she's also like your mother, can you help the jury understand that?
From when
Amazon was a bookstore and Netflix mailed you DVDs. I remember.
that September I had got kicked out of where I was living at the current place, and she had gave me a roof over my head and had fed me every night and gave me a place to take a shower.
Did you end up staying at Chelsea's house?
Off and on, I would try to, like leave to give her some space because, I don't want nobody in your face 24/7.
Sure. Do you or did you know a person named Gabby Caudill?
Yes, sir.
How did you know Gabby?
That was Trey's girlfriend.
No one's stalking me.
Did you at some point meet an individual named Chris or Christopher
Yeah.
Williams?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when you met him?
Oh, my
I don't remember
mic
the
is
exact
on.
day.
That would be
How about in
accomplishment.
reference or in time reference to when the fire happened?
Probably I think like a week, maybe one more. Probably just 1 week.
So prior to that, prior to a week or so before the fire, you had not met him before.
Never seen him a day in my life.
Can you look around and see if this individual, Chris or Christopher Williams, is in court today?
Yes, sir.
Can you please just indicate what he's wearing for the court?
He's wearing a blue suit.
Can you point him out, please? Let the record
He has to
reflect
move the hair
that
from his
the
eyes.
defendant has identified
Find him.
the defendant, Christopher Williams, in open court. Now proceed, Mr. Bissett.
Thank you, Judge. In September, specifically the week or weekend of September 8th, which is the night of the fire, had you been staying at Chelsea's manufactured home?
Yes.
Do you believe that that address was 712
Oh.
North Hawthorne in?
Why did he have to say it like that? I'm actually, I'm too lazy to even worry. Were you staying at Chelsea's manufactured home? Dude, why? Why did you have to say it like that?
Elkhart County?
Yes.
And again, just as we go through this little story, this narrative, tell us why again it was that you were staying there.
I got kicked out of my current place, and she just gave me a roof over my head until I could get back on my feet.
What kind of an environment was the trailer? Was it a safe place to be?
This is about the safest as any home. It's just, it's somewhere you can go lay your head, and someone's gonna come in there. She's always gonna greet you and love you. She's always gonna treat you like mother.
Caden, if you would, I want you to tell us about the layout of the trailer. So there's obviously a front door, correct? Yes?
Yes, sir.
And the front door is actually on the side of the trailer.
Yes.
Ish,
Yes.
correct? If you walked in the front door and turned to the right, tell the jury what you would see.
You would see a hallway and 3 doors.
What would be the 3 doors?
The first door is Trey's room, second door is the bathroom, and then all the way down the hall is Raina's room.
If you turned to the left when you went in the front door, what would you see?
The living room and the kitchen, and then you keep on going straight back. There's a little, the little coven where like the trailer meets its wall, and then it's Chelsea's room.
Were there times when you would go back into Chelsea's room?
Yes.
When you went back to Chelsea's room, were you typically with somebody else?
Yeah.
Who would you be with?
Trey.
Why would you go back to Chelsea's room?
Because we would watch his TV when it's not that loud and it's really not that big. So we would go back to her room and watch TV, listen to music. It's just the bigger. It's like the queen, the queen size room. So we would just be in there.
Caden, let's talk about the day of the fire.
A camera would be unbelievably useless. It just would be. Because even if you get to the window, you can't really see anything in the window. Because I have my green screen right behind me, and it covers everything. And then, all I do all day is watch court videos, literally. That's it. All you would see 24 hours a day is me watching court videos. So what the heck? What would a camera do? It would be completely useless.
You remember that day?
Yes, sir.
Were you at 712 North Hawthorne on that day?
Yes, sir.
Who was there during the day?
Gabby, Trey, and Chris.
And you?
Yes.
During the course of the day, what would you do?
Warzone and smoking.
Okay, when you say smoking, what do you mean?
THC.
When you would ingest THC, is there a typical method or the way on that Sunday that
I'd
you
break your
did
neck.
that?
Smoke
I'd
it out
break
of
your
a
neck.
blunt.
Okay, would you all, I'm sorry, go ahead.
A wrap, like the cigarillos.
Did you ever smoke back or smoke weed or take weed in some fashion back in Chelsea's room?
Not really, not that often, but sometimes we go back there with the blunt, but not not like a bunch of it. Just like a little blunt.
Caden, if you are under the influence of marijuana, does that affect your ability to communicate or have a memory?
No.
Do you recall that the defendant was at the trailer on that Sunday?
Yes.
Did you actually see him on that
Yes.
Sunday? Did you see him during the day?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not Chris, the defendant, had been staying at the trailer?
Yeah, kind of like all his stuff was in there. He'd be there throughout the night, but sometimes he'd leave there today and then come back, leave there, probably come back towards 4 to 6.
Were you aware that there were some of his items that had been brought to the trailer?
Yes.
What type of items do you recall that belonged to him that came to the trailer?
He had stereo, speaker, he brought his dog, TV, grow tents, I think some like clothes and some shoes.
Okay. Was there a time in the evening when there was some degree of conflict between you and the defendant?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury about that, please?
So, when I was in Trey's room with Trey and Gabby, we were all sitting there playing the game, just chilling. And he come back there and he's like, if Chelsea's not back here in 15 minutes, I'm finna burn this bitch down.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's a little hard to understand you. Can you just go through that again for me, please?
Me, Trey, and Gabby were in Trey's room playing the game and just chilling. And he comes back there and he's like, if Chelsea isn't back here in 15 minutes, I'm finna burn this place to the ground.
And you actually used an expletive. You used this kind of more of a swear, correct?
Yeah.
And is the swear what he actually said? What was the swear?
He said, if Chelsea isn't back here in 15 minutes, I'm finna burn this bitch down.
Where was he when he said that?
In the doorway.
The doorway to Travion's room?
Yes, sir.
Okay, body language-ish. He got his hair out of his face before he said that, sort of. A lot more, anyway. Does that mean he's lying, or he's telling or he's extra telling the truth?
Did he have anything else to say with regard to conflict between you and he?
He said, and if you think you're gonna leave, I have my cousin down the street in the bus and he'll shoot y'all.
Do you know whether or not he had a gun with him?
Yes,
How do you know that?
I seen it.
When did you see it?
When he was walking around, and you know, when you're walking around, your shirt lifts up a little bit, you can see the little barrel right here between his shirt and his pants.
So he had that on him when he was
Yes.
making these comments?
Yes.
No question in your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, as in you remember it.
Yes, I remember it clear as day.
Did he make any other comments about possibly shooting Chelsea?
Not that I can recall.
Hayden, the night that this happened, did you have a gun on you?
No, sir.
Did Travion have a gun to
No,
the
sir.
best of your knowledge?
None of us had a weapon. The only thing that we had was we went back in the building and tried to go grab our clothes and whatever we could salvage from the fire and try to get to our mom so we can figure out what to do next.
So this defendant has got a gun on him and he's basically saying, if you leave, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you in fact leave the trailer?
Yes, sir.
So how guilty does he feel now that he didn't stop him? That he didn't beat him up? That he didn't stab him? That he didn't hit him with a baseball bat to stop him from burning the house down? Like, does he go through the rest of it? Does this little kid go through the rest of his life thinking, man, if I should have done this, I should have done this?
How is it that he made this threat, but yet you were still able to get out?
Probably tucked tail and ran. Gone.
When you left, where did you go?
We went and we just walked like on the left side of the trailer park trying to get towards the road. So I was on the phone with 911 trying to let them know where the fire was. And then my mom was calling me on the other line and I'm trying to go back and forth between both calls.
So let's go back just a little bit before you made the 911 call. Do you recall the defendant's vehicle being at the trailer?
Yes.
Do you recall what kind of vehicle he had?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He didn't stab him. What I'm saying is, he was younger. He was 19 at the time. Trey, right here. So Mr. Williams, or whatever, the defendant comes into the trailer and says, if your mom's not home in 15 minutes, I'm going to burn this thing down. And then don't you leave because my cousin's outside with a gun and he's going to shoot you if you try to leave. If you guys try to leave and we're going to shoot you. They grab some stuff. They grab their Xbox and some stuff and they leave and they hide in the tree line. And then the house burns down. So what I'm wondering is, this kid right here, I wonder how much guilt he goes through. Like, if only I would have grabbed a knife and you know, tried to protect the house. If only I would have grabbed a baseball bat. If only I would have stopped him in some way from burning this down. You know, then this horrible thing wouldn't have happened to us. But I mean, he didn't. None of them did. They couldn't. He had a gun, so I get it. But I wonder how much guilt they go through that this happened and they didn't stop it. I hope they don't, because I wouldn't. They should have left. They did what they should have done. They should have gotten out of there and gotten as far away as possible. And whatever happens, happens.
I think it's right here, 2003 to 2004. Kind of like old school.
What does old school mean?
It's like an older model. So like if it's not 2020 to 26, it's a newer model. So that's would be later.
Did you actually see that vehicle that night?
Yes.
Where was the vehicle?
Parking way parked this way, ready to go.
Did you see the defendant do anything between the trailer and the vehicle?
Yes, he was taking all of his items and putting all of his items into the vehicle.
What kind of items did you see him
Speaker,
take?
TV, his tents, everything that he brought with him, his clothes, his amp.
And you actually saw this?
Yeah.
Did there come a time then when he left in that vehicle?
Yes.
When he drove, did he drive in front of you guys?
No, because we didn't leave. He left before us.
Did there come a time when you became aware that there was something not good going on in the trailer?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I started smelling just, you know, that smell, and when stuff started to burn and stuff started to crumble, I started smelling the chemical smell of the trailer break down. So I'm like, oh, something's not right. Let me go to mom's room. Went in mom's room, her bathroom door is closed. So I'm like, all right, let me open up this door, because why is this door closed? He just came out of here. No reason why it should be closed. I open it, and a big flame just popped up. And so I just run back to the room, like he done started a fire in the trailer. Get what you can get, and let's get out.
Did you or Travion or anybody else try to put out the fire?
Yeah, we tried to put water on it, but we couldn't. So we just had to just get our stuff and go.
Tell us about how you tried to put water on it.
We took one of them, I don't know how it's like, it's a stew pan, like one of them, you know, silver stew pans. I tried to went to the sink and I tried to fill it up, but it got a quarter weight, and he was like, bro, it's too big. We just need to get stuff and go.
Okay. Did you or Travion grab any items before you left the trailer?
Yes.
What did you grab?
I grabbed my PlayStation. I grabbed I grabbed baskets of clothes. Let's see, there's a lot of stuff that we wasn't able to grab because there's not a lot that we can do in the short amount of time.
They were kids. They're teenagers. Of course they're going to grab that Xbox. Yep.
So we're like, let's just grab the main stuff, the clothes, the shoes, PlayStation, and let's just go.
When you left the trailer, what did you do?
We went and we hid in a bush, and then we waited for mom to pull up towards like that fence and that bush, and we got in her car and we left.
Did you make any phone calls? Did you call 911?
Oh, yes.
When do you think you called 911?
Probably like a little bit after I knew that we were all out of the house and everybody was safe. Probably, yeah, I think we were walking away from the house, and I told them, I was like, I'm gonna call 911 so they know that there's a fire out here, so don't spread it to nobody else's house.
Did you call 911? Now, you and I have met before in the prosecutor's office one time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And when we met, I had you listen to the 911 call that was made by you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then I've had you, because it's a disc, there's a couple different formats. I've had you mark on the disc, your initial, that disc was a fair and accurate representation of the phone call. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what's been marked, states 39A. Okay, you see that?
Yes.
Do you see your initials on that?
Yes.
And what are the initials?
KL.
And when you listen to this, again, it was a fair and accurate representation of the call you made to
It
911.
was the call. It was the exact call I made that night.
Your Honor, the state's moving to introduce states 39A for identification purposes into evidence. We'd like to play it.
Any objection, Mr. Jerry?
No objection.
States Exhibit 39A is admitted without objection
I don't think you
and
can
ordered
see.
published.
Smurf, you're right.
Proceed, Mr. Through Ms. Clays.
Thank you.
Judge, just for the record, because of admissibility issues, the state is starting this recording at minute 106. Is there a way to turn up the volume? It's as high as it goes on the computer.
The first minute of what? The 911 call? I don't know. Was the first minute of the 911 call inadmissible? I don't know. Your sound is fine. They're just trying to figure it out. Don't worry. Don't worry.
We could have been outside playing basketball. We could have been outside going to the park. We could have been just taking a walk around the neighborhood. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, so all the while you're taking this walk around the neighborhood or going down to the park, you claimed that Christopher was still there.
Yeah, as far as I know, because I'm pretty sure before all this happened, me, Trey, and Gabby went outside. We probably walked around, did something, and came back inside and went in Trey's room.
So you're back in Trey's room and Christopher's still there?
Yeah,
Okay, so you left once, came back, and he's still there.
yeah.
Okay,
Grabbing his stuff.
he's grabbing his stuff.
Because we didn't want to be in there while he was in there grabbing his stuff, just in case of any, like, we didn't want nothing to go down, so we just left. And we came back thinking that he'd probably be gone, but he wasn't gone, so we just went to the room to, give somebody their space so they can get their stuff and leave.
Okay. And
Terry, are you feeling better?
you told
today?
Detective Laux that you were outside with Gabby and Trey. You were all talking and you saw Chris come out, get in his car and race off. Remember that part?
No, because we weren't outside then, because we were back inside, we were in the room.
Then tell me what the ending is. Tell me what the ending is, Bill. Bill. Is this guy innocent or guilty of arson? And is he innocent or guilty of intimidation? What is the answer? The guy who's on the stand right now is a kid that stayed in the trailer because she let him, because he needed a place to stay. But I don't think he was sleeping in the trailer at the time of the fire, but he was still there playing with the other people who, playing Xbox with the other people who lived in the trailer, if that makes sense. So he stayed there sometimes when he needed a place to stay. And then, but that day he wasn't a resident. He was just a visitor. Hi, Bill.
You were in the room at that point when he took off.
Yes,
Okay.
we were inside the house.
So now you're saying you were in Trey's room, and at some point, when did you realize that Christopher left?
When I heard the door slam
Okay,
and his car skirt off.
you didn't see it skirt off.
I mean, I did because I ran outside to see if that was him. So yeah, I did see the back of his Cadillac turn the corner, make that left, and then make that right.
Now, at some point, you went back to Chelsea's room.
Yeah,
Okay. Because you smelled something, is what you said?
sir.
Remember telling Detective Laux when you got to Chelsea's room, you didn't see any smoke.
Yeah, I didn't see no smoke.
Didn't see any smoke in her room
I didn't see no smoke at all in her room.
or in the house. You hadn't yet opened the bathroom door, right?
I had not yet opened the bathroom door.
Then you opened the door and you say you saw the fire.
I saw the fire, smoke, and her clothes burning.
That's when you're claiming now that you grabbed as much stuff as you could
Yeah,
after the pot of water thing.
yeah.
And you started trying to get it out of the house, the Xbox.
No, we were just trying to get anything valuable to us out of the house that we could just salvage, you know?
And one of them was the Xbox.
Yeah, PlayStation.
And you got out of the house.
Yes, sir.
Because Bill is driving, he can't see text messages. So I'm just going to say out loud. And hold on, let's say out loud. Drunken Smurf on Twitch says hi, Bill. Hi, Bill. Now, Drunken, he can't answer you because he's driving and we don't want him texting. So, Smurf, Bill says, hi, Bill. Hi. That's what he said. Now I know. Now you know.
And then you tried to call Chelsea, right?
Or,
She didn't answer right away, did she?
no, it took me I think 2 or 3 times to call her. But yeah, she said her phone was on the floor of the car. She couldn't grab it because she was driving.
All right. Then you tried to call Gabby's mom.
Yeah, I don't think I did. I don't remember that.
Okay. Somebody tried to call Gabby's mom. You don't remember.
See, yeah, someone probably did.
And after the
And my phone is often on the floor of the car while I'm driving, so what he says is legit. You know, you got to step on your brake and everything in the car flies forward. That happens way more than you think it should.
phone calls were all done, that's when you decided to call 911.
No. Call 911 first.
Okay. Maybe approach.
TV, $80. Xbox, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Yeah, I take the Xbox. This was my fault, guys. All right, we're at 32 minutes. Let's go to 33.
You may be seated. Okay, we were talking about two evidentiary matters, I believe. Now, Mr. Majeri, which one do you want to discuss first, and be clear? And do not switch to another one until we get done with one matter, please. Go ahead.
Your Honor, with regards to the 404,
I believe what he said. I believe everything that kid said.
a question that had been raised or responded to previously, I'm reasserting my.
Start with this, Mr. Majeri, because you start with rules, and I can't even tell whether the rule applies. Start with what question you want to ask or what area you want to get into. Then let's see if 404A applies, because when I got to 404A, you then told me it was 404B. Then you.
Okay, guys, this is it. We're going to find out if they can bring in evidence that the other kid that lives in the house is a little frickin' arsonist. So this is a big deal here.
When I started talking about 404B, you told me it's not 404B. I think what you were referring to was Rule 404-2B, which is why I asked the jury to step out so that I can understand what we are arguing about.
Coffee.
Now start with what you want to ask or what the matter is. Then let's figure out what rule it is. But let's start with that. Go ahead.
All right, let's guess. I'm guessing, just based on everything that I've heard so far from Kathleen Clays, Mr. Pitzer, and the judge, Chris Stefano, I'm thinking they do not allow any testimony in of, was it Trey or Gabby? It was Trey, starting fires in the past and also burning the trailer down once in the past, which I think is really freaking relevant. But I'm guessing they do not allow this testimony in. But I don't know. So, what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to, logically, I don't know how it can't come in. Of course it's relevant that this kid has burned the trailer down before. Of course that's relevant. But I'm just going to guess. So we'll find out. My coffee's here in 1.5 minutes.
Your Honor, the question would be when Mr. Legrand spoke with Mr. Lauk, he offered that he had come back in the house and he was smelling something. And then he offered, because I play with fire, I'm not going to lie, used to take tissues and just burn them and see what it was like. I like to see what things do. So I like chain reactions. And if something's going to do something, I like to see how it resolves. He has, Your Honor, a propensity by that statement, and it should be able to be explored with regards to fire and what he likes to do and explore with fire. And here we have a house that was started on fire, and he was in the location with the opportunity to start the fire or to play with fire and have it get out of control.
My coffee's here.
He was
I'll
in
be
the
right back.
place.
Woohoo.
And he has the ability and or the propensity to play with that fire or a fire or fire in general. And yet here we have a fire. If I mentioned B at any time that I was at the bench, I think I mentioned it to response to Ms. Clays and Mr. Pitzer that it wasn't B. I haven't looked at B since I left for lunch, other than to see that I don't have to give notice if I were to use it. That's a prosecutor's limitation. So I am strictly looking at Rule 404A, and it says subject to B, which says subject to limitations of Rule 412. Obviously, this is not controlling that. The title in that is sexual crimes, and a defendant may offer evidence of an alleged victim's pertinent trait, and if the evidence is admitted, the prosecutor may offer evidence to rebut it. it does point out that, I have said it is a pertinent trait. He had the time, he had the opportunity, was in the place, and he has the propensity to play with fire. And here we have a fire which nobody saw firsthand anybody start, but there were 4 possible people in that building at that time. He being one of them. If I may, Your Honor.
Mr. Jerry.
Your Honor, in my right to present a defense, is there an alternative explanation to how the fire started? What we have is Mr. LeGrand's taped interview in which he said he likes to play with fire, that he likes to see how it evolves, how it goes, what it does, how the thing resolves itself. He likes the train reactions of something going to do something. And there we have a fire in which we've heard nobody say that Mr. Williams was back in the bathroom at any time. No evidence to this point, but we know that Mr. LeGrand just testified that he had been back there. The only things we heard about with regards to any kind of flame or any kind of incendiary device was the blunt that he was smoking. And nothing with regards to Mr. Williams to that effect. Allegedly, he made all kinds of claims to Chelsea Reeves, but none of them was, I'm gonna burn your place down.
No, Bill, they're not.
Mr. Pitzer, your turn.
Thank you, Judge. I think there are several rules that are on point here. Let's start off with 404A. So according to 404A, evidence of a person's character or character trait not admissible to prove that on a particular occasion, meaning the night of the fire, the person, meaning Caden, acted in accordance with the character or trait. I think it's arguable whether or not interest in fire or setting fires on occasion is an actual personality trait or a personality character. To the extent that the court would determine that it is, then I think 404A is clearly on point. To the extent that either the court does not think that that's an actual character trait, like for honesty or for peacefulness or for violence, then I would suggest the 404B does matter. 404B isn't just crimes. 404B is also wrongs or other acts, prohibitive uses, evidence of a crime, wrong, or other act. I like to light fires is not admissible to prove a person's, meaning Caden's character, in order to show that on a particular occasion, which is exactly what we've got here, the person, Caden, acted in accordance with the character. So I think between 404A and 404B, this is pretty squarely on point. I would point out, as the court has earlier, that if the state was trying to show that because in the past the defendant has made statements, well, I like to start fires, or I love to play with fireworks. I lit a mattress on fire when I was a kid. I would be confident there is no way that the rules or the court would allow the state to bring that up. I would also suggest that relevance is an issue. And I would also suggest that even if none of these were going to pass muster, 403 would still be part of the court's analysis, and the prejudicial value of this far outweighs any probative value. I mean, this is extremely, extremely tenuous.
Thank you, Mr. Pitzer. Mr. Ruggieri?
Your Honor, when you go down to 404A, 2B, subject to the limitations in Rule 412, a defendant may offer evidence of an alleged victim's pertinent trait. And if the evidence is admitted, the prosecutor may offer evidence to rebut it. We're not saying that he's committed prior crimes. We're not even saying that playing with fire wouldn't necessarily be a crime or be subject to criminal action if it turned out to be an accident. Well, there's another fire that was discussed in this case, which was a total accident. And that wasn't anything to do with Caden. That was Trey. But there is an alternative explanation. We have a right to present a defense. We have the right to present that my client denied. We heard that he has a denial. We heard that he didn't do it. That was put in. And that was testimony that was made by Detective Laux, because I asked him and he said, we talked for 15 minutes and it was denials. So whether he takes the stand or not, there's a denial there that is in evidence. So
I'm gonna be candid with you. I didn't even see how that relates to what we're talking about. Now, I'm gonna ask you a specific question because you've not answered this yet. Or if you have, I don't think you've answered it correctly. What is the person's character or character trait that you're talking about?
that the witness has a desire or a tendency to want to play with, explore, see how it relates to different matters with regards to fire, and yet here we have a fire that could be directed or
You're off of it. The minute you start talking about something else, you're off of the person's character or trait. That's why I'm being really specific, Mr. Jerry. I have another question for you when you're done with that, but I want to get done with one of these first before you give me your closing argument for what would now be about the fifth time. I don't want to hear a closing argument. I want to stick on this. Go ahead.
The witness has a propensity to want to play with fire, Your Honor. I should be allowed to explore that. I believe that that is a pertinent trait.
It's a collateral matter, isn't it?
It is a collateral matter in, let's say, an issue or a case that does not include a set fire.
Your Honor, I apologize, but are we talking about Caden or are we talking about Travion?
Caden. You're talking about Caden. You're not talking about Travion.
Yes.
But not to talk out of turn, he's talking about some set fire when there was a fire in Colorado that was an accident years ago.
Hold on. Mr. Pitzer, he may have you confused. He's not confused me yet, and I'm not going back to that. That's why I told you to split these up. As I understand it, what we're talking about is any remarks made by Caden LeGrand, the Detective Laux, as it relates to he likes to play with fire. He likes to set tissues on fire to see what happens. That line of statement. Not Travion. Correct, Mr. Majeri?
Yes, Your Honor, correct. And I would like to add that not just tissues, he said, I would like to see what things do. I like to see the train reactions in something and what it's going to do to something.
Well, okay.
So it's not just tissues. I don't want it to make it's just tissues.
You finish talking. When you're all done
I'm
and
done.
you're ready to answer my questions, then I'll listen
I'm done.
completely. Because we're not getting anywhere with this argument. And I'm about ready to cut off the arguments. I'll just rule. But I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Mr. Majeri. So I'm back to what's the pertinent character trait or the person's character, and that would be Caden, that you're putting at issue.
Well, Your Honor, I could go as far as to say, is he a pyromaniac? But I'm not going to go that far.
Drew Barrymore, Firestarter. Excellent movie.
I will say he does have the trait to like to play with. He offered it to like to play with and explore fire. And here we are in a situation in which there was a fire that was started at a house in which he was in. There's been no evidence that Mr. Williams has a propensity to want to start fires.
I don't think that's relevant to this issue at all. It would be, that would be if the state was trying to use character or character trait of Mr. Williams and you objected. Anybody want a final word? I think I know where we're at, but anybody want a final word, Mr. Majeri?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pitzer?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so with regard to remarks which Caden made to Detective Laux, and I'm lumping these all together about liking to play with fire, lighting tissue or whatever on fire, all of that discussion. It seems to me that this clearly falls under 404. Let's start with 404A1. Evidence of a person's character or character trait is not admissible to prove that on a particular occasion, the person acted in accordance with the character or trait. All the way through this, Mr. Majeric, you've been very consistent. You want the court to allow this evidence to come in because it shows that Caden set the fire. You say it a lot of different ways, but it all boils down to that. So it seems to me clearly Rule 404A1 keeps it out. Rule 404A2B, I do not believe has anything to do with this case because that's talking about character trait as it relates to the limitations in Rule 412. Now go down to Rule 404B. Again, this would come under other prior bad acts or wrongs. It starts out with B1, evidence of a crime, wrong, or other act is not admissible to prove a person's character in order to show that on a particular occasion, the person acted in accordance with the character. That is exactly what we're doing here, if I allow this to come in. There are certain permitted uses. This evidence may be admissible for another purpose. That's when it would be given with a limiting instruction, as you're all aware, such as proving.
I feel exactly that way, Miguel. He's not saying Trey started the fire, but he is saying that it's possible. There's a reasonable doubt that someone other than his defendant could have started this fire. Reasonable doubt. That's all he has to get to is reasonable doubt.
Motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, or lack of accident. Generally, we talk about that, not as it relates to a witness, but to bad acts of a criminal defendant in a criminal case, obviously. I do not find that there is a preponderance of the evidence to show that this line of questioning of this defendant, this witness, Caden LeGrand, in this case against this defendant, Mr. Christopher Williams, is sufficient to show one of these valid other purposes, such as motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, or lack of accident. let's go one step further. Because it would seem to me that this same line of reasoning would apply to questions regarding Travion's.
He had chicken parmesan. Mm-mm.
That would be Travion Reeves' prior fire in Colorado. I don't believe there is
Okay. The fire that burnt down the house in Colorado was found to be an accident. They said that. They said it was accidental. So I can understand that that cannot be entered. I can understand that part. But this kid talking to the police in an interview, being questioned about this particular fire, and saying that he likes to watch things burn, I cannot see how that's not relevant.
objection before the court to be ruled on. My recollection is that we got into this discussion as a result of Mr. Majeric asking for a ruling on this line of cross-examination. Is that your recollection also, Mr. Majeric?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pitzer, your recollection?
Yes.
At this point in time, that's my ruling. If there is additional evidence to consider, I will do so. But at this point in time, that's my ruling. Let's take a 5-minute bathroom break. Let's get back in here and get back on.
There you go. He just killed his whole case. No, baby.
On the record, after a short recess, State versus Christopher Williams, 20C1-2501F43. I have in court for the state of Indiana, Deputy Prosecutor Attorneys Dominic and Kathleen Clays. I have the defendant, Christopher Williams, in court by his attorney, Jeffrey Majeric. Mr. Pitzer, ready to get the jurors back in? We can't. We don't have the witness.
Would you like him in?
Yes.
You wondered why I needed tissues, because you keep it like, so cold.
I know, right?
I think I've caught your virus, by the way.
I don't have virus, it's just I get a runny nose when it's cold.
Virus.
My eyelashes are freezing shut.
Let's get back on the record. I have in the witness stand Mr. K. LeGrand. Mr. LeGrand, you understand you're still under oath?
Yes, sir.
It's me, man.
I'm not saying he started the fire. I'm not saying he liked fire. I'm not saying any of that, Kelly. I'm saying legally. This boy said this in the interview to the police when they were interviewing about this fire. So that should have been allowed in. There's no way he started the fire. The defendant started the fire. He said, I'm going to burn this place down. And then he burnt the place down. I mean, but legally, the defense should have had that.
And you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when I recessed you, I did so that the attorneys could discuss out of your presence a matter of law as it is proper to do. When I recessed you, there was not an objection that had been lodged or was under consideration by the court. So there's no ruling to make that's a long way of saying there's no ruling to make. And Mr. Majoric's gonna continue with cross-examination. Mr. Majoric?
Yes, Your Honor. Can we approach real quick?
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that was simply a caveat to the logistical discussion that we had out of your presence. There's no ruling to make by the court. Mr. Majoric is going to...
In a perfect world, you're right, Kelly. Right? Did the cops want to look at another suspect for this? No. No, they didn't want it. They did not want to look at any other suspects. They just wanted to look at this guy because he did it. he burnt the trailer down. But yeah, they should have. If this little kid was talking about fire, they should have leaned into that a tiny bit.
Proceed with cross-examination. Mr. Majoric, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Caden, I think my first question or second question, I started with when you were in the room with Trey and Gabby, and you said that Christopher came in and made a statement to you about if your mom or Chelsea wasn't there in 10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were actually questioned or spoke to two.
The police don't get to pick what's relevant. They just interview. And they had a kid there talking about liking fire. I mean, these guys get to pick from everything they see and decide what's relevant. But yeah, I think the police should have asked a few more questions about that, and defense would have been able to get it in. But it would have been a waste of time.
Two individuals with regarding to what happened that night. One of them when you were standing outside of the trailer and the fire department was there, and you and Travion and your mom and Terrence and Chelsea's niece and Gabby were all there. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were asked what happened, and you told a similar story to the one where Christopher came to the door when the three of you were in his room, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at that time, you had said,
Of
a little
course, 'cause
different
the DA
version, you had said,
prosecuting this guy.
if your mom ain't here in 10 minutes to help me take my stuff, I'm going to burn this bitch down. You remember that?
Yeah, but it's been a little minute,
Okay.
so the words got kind of mixed up.
But in that one, it said if to help me take my stuff. So did he ask that if she wasn't there to help take the stuff?
I can't recall. It could be either or.
You said some of the things he took out were his stereo, that being a speakers and an amplifier,
Yes, sir.
a TV.
I can't remember if he grabbed the TV
Okay.
because it was broke.
You said grow something. Was it grow lamps?
Grow tents.
Grow tents. That was equipment.
Yes.
And there was a bit of it, wasn't there?
There was two of them.
Okay. They're not small.
Yeah, they was like mid-size.
Mid-size, 3 feet.
Probably like up to her computer. So I don't know how.
So may I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
When you say to her computer, from the floor to her computer?
Yeah, so like you're right about there.
Okay. And how wide? As wide as the computer, or?
A little bit smaller, probably like that big.
So a little bit smaller than this computer, but looks to be about 18 inches, right?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
And I'm 5'6", so maybe I'm 5'8". Excuse me, I'm shrinking as I get older. Just almost about 5 feet.
Yeah.
Speakers about 4 feet high, 15 inches wide.
Yeah, I mean, there was like boom boxes. They were like big. They had like yeah, two big of them. They were like this big, like probably that high, and like that wide.
Okay, so maybe wider than 15 inches, right?
Maybe I can eyeball it.
Okay. And clothing?
I can't recall exactly what he had on, but I think it was some sweats. I know he had either some Forces or some Jordans, a little jacket, shirt, and I don't know what else he really had on. I wasn't really paying attention to him.
Okay, but clothing items that he took as well.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I misunderstood, or you said a dog.
Yeah, because I know his dog was over there. I don't know if he had grabbed his dog, if his dog was over there at the time and he had took it back. I don't know. I assumed if his dog was there, he grabbed his dog.
But you don't know if the dog was there.
Sometimes it'd be there, sometimes it wouldn't. It'd show, like, he'd bring it over there and then he'd take it back and then it'd be there. Sometimes it'd be there and I don't even know it's there.
In direct, there on the witness stand, you had mentioned that you had seen him with a gun.
Yes.
When you were standing on the street outside with the fire trucks and everything the night of the fire, you did not mention a gun. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. I pretty sure I would have told him that he had a gun.
Okay. And when you spoke to Detective Laux on 9/11, or as you thought the next day, you never did mention a gun that time either, did you?
I don't recall. It was a lot going on then.
But it was, if it was pretty important because you said you would have, pretty sure you would have said it on the first night, right?
Yeah, probably. I think I did. I think I told someone that he had a gun. So if I didn't, I thought someone else would have.
And then in your testimony here from the stand, you said, he said, if you leave, somebody gonna shoot you, right? Okay. And you said you probably at that point took tail and ran.
Yeah.
And then you called 911.
No, I didn't say I took tail and ran. I said he like he's gone, like he done left. Like he's gone.
Okay. So he made the threat. And at the same time he made the threat, he also made the if your mom's not back in 10 or 15 minutes or doesn't come back to help, he's going to burn this bitch down, right?
That was the threat.
Okay. And then at that point you said that he took tail and ran.
Yeah, so basically like no. Because he had said that and then a couple minutes had went by and he did whatever because he was in the back room and said I just heard the door close and I just went to go investigate.
So are you thinking better? Because on direct, you said,
Yeah.
he said, I'll shoot you. And then he took tail and ran.
Hold on, one of you at a time.
Because
Mr. LeGrand, you gotta let Mr. Majeric get his question out before you start talking. I only have one court reporter. The only way this could get worse, I'm close to it. I'm talking at the same time both of you are talking. We can't have that, okay? You gotta be patient and wait. Mr. Majeric, go ahead.
because on direct, you said
Oh God,
he came
this judge would break mentally if he ever came to one of our family dinners.
into the room, which is also the same time when he said, I'm gonna burn this bitch down. But he said, if you leave, I'm gonna shoot. And then he probably took tail and ran. That was what you said on direct. Now, are you rethinking that?
No. He said that first statement and then he walked away and then he had came back and said another statement.
Okay. And then you said, and that's when you called 911.
No, I called 911 after we got all of our stuff out and we were walking to try and find our mom.
Okay. You didn't leave after he made the threat about shooting?
No.
Okay.
Made sure to get all of my PlayStation, all of our stuff, and then we left.
An amplifier in those speakers, you told an officer you were glad when they were there because that way you guys had music, right?
Yeah,
And when they're gone, you have no music.
yeah.
And you were in the house or the 712 Hawthorne the whole time he was there until he took off. And then that's when you said you smelled what smelled like a fire or some chemical thing, right?
Yes.
And then that was after you loaded up stuff, took it out when you left the house, not before.
No, it was after.
Okay? So you're saying you were in the house when the fire started?
Yes, sir.
You've not been outside?
When it started,
Yes.
we probably went outside one time previous, but then we came back inside and then went into Trey's room.
All right. So
Which is what he said.
when he drove off, were you outside seeing him drive off or were you in the house hearing it?
I heard him slam the door, so I had walked outside onto the porch and I had walked down a little bit towards the driveway to end of the driveway, and from there you can see the straight road to where you're gonna make that first left. And then if you keep on walking a little bit out, you can see the playground and you can see that for the second left, no, the first right turn that you go to pull out of the neighborhood. So not the neighborhood, but the back part of it. And I
Which
saw
is
him
what he said.
there. Yes, I saw the vehicle.
At the time, you were 20?
I think I was 19, just had turned 20.
Okay. And Dravion was 14?
Yes, sir.
Gabby was 14?
Yes, sir.
You said he was like your little brother, Travion?
Yes, sir.
You also described him as your best friend?
Yes, sir. It still is to this day.
You knew Christopher to be a friend of your mom's?
Yes, that's how I was introduced to him.
Okay. You weren't under, or nobody, he never told you that he was in a relationship with Chelsea, your mom?
No, he has never verbally told me that he was in a relationship with Chelsea.
She never told you that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, right? So that night, all you're remembering was after you smoked a blunt, right?
Yes.
And Travion smoked a blunt?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes he would, sometimes he wouldn't.
You did say that sometimes you walked around the house, went into your mom's room, and we carried the blunt. Would that be who we were?
Yeah, sometimes.
And Gabby?
No. Not that I recall.
All right. That's the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Jury. Mr. Pitzer, redirect.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you have any questions for Mr. LeGrand? If you do, please raise your hand. I see no hands raised. Mr. Pitzer, released from his subpoena.
Please.
Mr. Majeric, released from his subpoena.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. LeGrand, thank you for your testimony. You are not released from your subpoena, so make yourself available. You don't have to hang around the courthouse, but make yourself available in case Mr. Pitzer or Mr. Majerick want to call you back as a witness to testify further. Will you do that for the court?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can exit through the back door. Ms. Clays?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Travion Reeves.
Linus, Drunken Smurf said hi on Twitch. Actually, Timu has all those exotic seeds for these exotic plants. Maybe it was for one of those.
Before face me, raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm under the pains and penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I swear.
Have a seat here, please.
Right here.
Yes. Why don't you scoot up to the table? There you go. And that's the microphone. You're going to talk right into that. You were talking very quiet. You got to use a big voice because it's a big room. Will you do that for me?
Yeah, I got you, sir.
There we go. And let's start out with this. Spell your name, first and last name for the court reporter.
All right. TraeDionReeves.
I'm guessing because he's only 17 right now. If he was 14, and it was 3 years ago, he's 17. I'm guessing they have the camera off because of that. I don't know. That's what I'm guessing.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Is it okay if I call you Trey?
Yeah,
Trey, how old are you?
I'm 15 years.
Do you go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you go to school?
I go to school at Elkhart High School.
What year are you?
10th.
And are you in a specific school within Elkhart High School?
Could you explain that?
Are you in the School of Public Safety, Health and Public Safety?
Yeah.
Do you live in Elkhart County?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you in fact lived in the Elkhart area your whole life?
Not my whole life.
In the last several years?
Yes.
Trey, who's your mom?
Chelsea Reeves.
And do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got 2 little brothers and 1 older sister.
What are their names?
Raina, Marcus Jr., and Camden.
In September of 2024, where did you live?
I lived in, pretty sure it was called Timberbrook.
Is that a mobile home park?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you in fact live in a single family mobile home in that park?
Yes, ma'am.
If I told you that the address was 712 North Hawthorne, would that be accurate?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Who did you live there with in September of 2024?
I lived with my mom. My friend stayed with me at the time, and my ex-girlfriend.
We'll get to those relationships in just a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about the layout of the house, okay?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there's a front door, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there kind of a little deck leading up to the front door?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
If you walk into the front door, tell the jurors what they would have seen in that house.
If you walked into the front door, you would see, when you first look in, there's a window. You look this way, that's where my room is. And there's a bathroom right next to my room, and then there's my sister's room. If you stand at the front door and you look this way, it's the kitchen. And then if you walk a little bit that way, there's a laundry room space where the boiler is. And then there's my mom's room right next to it.
Did your mom's room also have a bathroom and closet?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you walk in the front door, there's a living room area, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To the right is a hallway that has your room, Raina's room, and a bathroom.
Yes, ma'am.
And then to the left is a kitchen area. And if you keep going, your mom's bedroom and bathroom are that way.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there also a door that has access to the back of the mobile home? Maybe
Yes.
off
It's
the...
it's in the laundry room area. Yes.
Trey, in September of 2024, How old were you?
Pretty sure I was either 13 or 14 at the time.
Back then, did you have occasion to use marijuana?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And when you used marijuana, what was your method of ingesting it or consuming it?
Usually THC vapes or edibles.
Did you use marijuana in the house at Hawthorne?
Yes.
Where would you typically use marijuana?
If it was a THC card, it would be in my room. Same with edibles, but if I was smoking actual weed, it would be in the living room.
Did you ever smoke weed in your mom's bathroom?
No.
So Trey, let's talk a little bit about people that you know and that were maybe staying in the house in September of 2024, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know Gabby Caudle?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know Gabby?
That is my ex-girlfriend.
And how old is Gabby, if you know?
Gabby's 16 now.
Did you and Gabby recently, maybe within the last few weeks, have a baby together?
Yes, ma'am.
Boy or girl?
It's a girl.
And you're aware that there were some complications during the delivery of the baby girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Where does Gabby currently live?
She lives in Muncie, Indiana.
And do you know with whom she lives?
Her mother.
Does Gabby have a car?
No.
Does she drive?
She can drive, yes, but she doesn't have her permit or something like that.
Since the time that the baby has been born, has she had a way to get back and forth from Muncie to Elkhart?
No.
Do you know Caden LeGrand?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know Caden?
One of my best friends.
And do you know how old he is?
He's 21.
So back in September of 2024, he would have been about 19, 20.
Pretty sure he was 19.
How is it that you at 14 started hanging out with somebody that was a little bit older than you?
It was through my sister. It was just friends of a friend. I've always been friends with older people.
In September of 2024, were Gabby and Caden staying at the mobile home at 712 Hawthorne?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that because your mom was kind of giving them a place to hang out, sleep, eat, take a shower while they were having some difficulties in their lives?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know Christopher Williams?
Yes, I do.
How do you know Christopher Williams?
Through my mother.
Were you aware that he was friends with your mom at one time?
Yes.
Do you know how long you've known Christopher Williams?
Not really.
Can you take a look around and tell me if you see Christopher Williams in the courtroom today?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, so you're pointing. Can you describe what Mr. Williams is wearing?
So blue suit, a white undershirt, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and a black tie.
Let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant, Christopher Williams, in open court. Proceed, Ms. Glaze.
Thank you, Your Honor. Trey, did there come a time in September of 2024 that Christopher Williams came to stay at the Hawthorne residence?
Yes, ma'am.
How long before the fire occurred do you think he came to stay at the house?
Say at least a couple weeks, maybe 1 or 2.
Did he bring personal items with him?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Do you remember what he brought?
Whole bunch of junk, couple dressers. Pretty sure there was a TV stand. No, get that. I'm pretty sure it was the TV and just a whole bunch of junk.
Did he bring some clothes?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Do you remember if he brought speakers?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So things to play music, maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall where he kept some of those personal items?
Mostly in my mother's room, but all the junk and the stuff that didn't really matter was in the living room, just scattered around.
I want to talk about the day of the fire, okay? If I suggested to you that that was on September 8th of 2024, does that sound accurate?
I can't really remember, but I just know it was in September.
And you think that maybe Mr. Williams had come to stay at the house about a week prior to that?
A week or two.
Were you at the mobile home throughout the day on September 8th of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was there with you?
My friend Kaden and Gabby.
Is it accurate that mom had kind of been in and out of the house throughout the weekend?
Throughout the weekend, yes.
Do you know Terrence Pettis?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How do you know Terrence?
That's my stepdad.
And your mom and Terrence are not actually married, right?
Nah, not yet.
You would consider him your family member?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be accurate that your mom and maybe Terrence were together and out of the house throughout the course of the weekend?
I think so.
Okay. What were you and Gabby and Caden doing throughout the course of the day of the fire?
Like order or
Just in general.
in general. I mean, we did smoke, played the game, watched TV, laid in my mom's bed. Other than that, nothing much.
Why would you lay in your mom's bed?
Just comfortable.
Is there a bigger TV in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned that you smoked. Do you remember how you smoked or what you smoked?
I'm pretty sure it was a THC card.
Okay. When you consume marijuana, do you have difficulty observing things around you or remembering?
Not at all.
Did you see the defendant, Mr. Williams, at the house throughout the day on the day of the fire?
Throughout the day, I don't really think so. He was probably there maybe once, and that's all.
Okay. Did there come a time in the evening where you saw the defendant at the house?
What time is evening?
Let's say after dark.
Yeah.
Okay. At the time you saw the defendant after dark at the house, who was with you?
Gabby, Kaden, and me.
Say that one more time.
Gabby, Kaden, and me.
When you saw the defendant at the house after dark, was he inside or outside the house?
Pretty sure he was inside at the time. Kind of confused right now though.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All we want for you to do is tell the jury what you remember, okay?
Alright, so like what I remember from
So the evening of the fire happened at night, right?
yeah.
Okay. So did there come a time right before the fire happened that the defendant came to the house?
Oh, not at that time, no. I thought you were talking about like when the fire had happened.
Okay. At the time that the fire happened, had the defendant come to the house?
During the fire or before?
Before.
Before, yes.
Okay. How did he get into the house, if you remember?
Just the story or in general?
Just the what?
Just the story or in general?
Listen to the question that I asked. When the defendant came to the house, how did he get into the house?
I'll let him in the front door.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We're just going to slide by that? Like that just didn't happen? What'd he just say? How did he get into the house? You mean the story or in general? What story? What story are you talking about, sir?
When you let him in the front door, how was he acting?
Aggravated, irritated.
What does that mean?
Just mad, aggressive.
Was he saying anything when he came in the front door?
Yes, ma'am.
What was he saying?
Am I allowed to curse in here?
Yes, you are.
Or he had told me that my mom had 10 minutes to get to the house or he's gonna burn this motherfucker down.
At the time that he's coming into the house and he's saying these things to you, do you see any weapons on him?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see?
If I recall, it was some brand of Glock. I don't know which one, but It was some brand.
Okay. For those of us who are not firearm experts, what's a Glock?
It's a handheld firearm.
Do you remember the color of it?
It's black.
Did you see it on the defendant's person, meaning his body or his clothing?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you see it?
It's like in his jacket pocket. I mean, the handle was hanging out, so I knew it was a weapon.
When the defendant came into the house and he's got the firearm and he's making the
But wait, I'm trying very hard to remember. Didn't the last little boy say it was in like under his shirt, like in his pants, not in his jacket pocket? Is that what he said? Then I don't remember.
right about your mom. What does he do next?
He starts packing his things.
What did you, Caden, and Gabby do at that point?
Well, first when he said that, I had told Caden what he said. So me, Caden, and Gabby, we had all got ready to go outside and walk away from the house because we didn't really know if he was going to do it or not. So we got ready, put warm clothes on, and we went outside.
Were Caden and Gabby there when the defendant came in the house?
In the room at the time, it was only Caden, but Gabby was in the room.
So is it accurate that Caden would have been able to hear what the defendant was saying?
Most likely. I don't know for sure, but
You said that the defendant started packing his things. What kind of things?
well, I mean, at the time, he had a black Cadillac, so I'm pretty sure he took his dresser and important things that he would need.
Okay. Where was, I strike that. Did you see the black Cadillac at the house that night before the fire?
Yes, ma'am.
Where was it parked?
It was parked in the driveway, closer to the door.
And the items that the defendant was packing up or taking, did you see what he was doing with them or where he was taking them to?
Just putting them in the trunk, packing them up.
What was his attitude or behavior like while that was happening?
Aggressive.
Was he saying anything else to you, Caden, or Gabby?
Well, I mean, he did say one other thing. He did tell me he told me when my mom and Terrence came back, him and his cousin were gonna hide in the bush and shoot them.
Did you hear him suggest that he might do the same thing to you, Caden and Gabby?
No, but I had a feeling.
You mentioned that at some point you left the house.
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you leave the house the first time?
Never knew if he was really gonna set the house on fire or not.
When you left with Caden and Gabby, where did you go?
We went down the street by the train tracks. We were close to the train tracks.
Okay. Can you turn the screen up for me? Thank you. Okay, now I want you to look at the screen. You can look up there. You can look at the one in front of you. Can you, in State's Exhibit 3, show or describe for the jurors when you left the house the first time, where did you, Caden and Gabby, go?
If you walk out the house, you hit that street. We went to the left, and we were right by the train tracks, sitting on the curb.
Okay, so there's a curve to the left. If you're looking at State's Exhibit 3, there's a curved road to the left.
Yes.
Are you back in that area?
Yeah.
Were you able to still observe your house from there?
Yes, we can see the house. We can only see a little bit of the house, but we could see the driveway.
Did you wait there?
Yes, we waited.
Why did you wait there?
We're waiting till he left.
Did you see anybody else besides the defendant coming or going from the house at that time?
No.
Did there come a time where the defendant left in his black SUV?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see him leave?
Yeah, we watched him leave.
Did you and Caden and Gabby go back to the house at that point?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Why did you go back to the house?
We went back to the house to chill, but never, the house was on fire.
Did you feel like it was a safe place to go at that point? Because the defendant had left.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened, what you were able to observe, either by sight, sound, taste, smell, whatever, when you went back into the house.
So when I first went into the house, I didn't smell anything, but I went in my room and I came out to use the bathroom. I smelled fire. So I told my friend, yo, I smell fire. And
When you say you told your friend, who did you tell?
Caden,
And so what did you and Caden do in response to that?
we went through the house to see what was going on.
What did you find?
We didn't find anything that time, but the second time we did.
There was a second time where you smelled something?
Yeah.
Like, did the smell just keep getting worse?
Yeah, it got worse.
Okay. How long in between kind of your first little investigation and the second time that you smelled it do you think there was?
Say 4 or 5 minutes.
Right. At that point, the second time that the smell is kind of getting stronger, what do you and Caden do?
We went back to the house and cleared the house again.
Did you find any source of fire or smoke or anything on your end of the house?
Not on my end.
When you got to mom's end of the house, tell me what you observed.
I seen like faint smoke coming from under her door,
Okay. Under her bedroom door or her bathroom door?
her bedroom door.
Was the door open?
No, it was closed and locked.
Did you think it was odd that it was locked?
Yeah.
Why did you think it was weird that it was locked?
Well, I mean, we were just in there, so it shouldn't have been locked.
And while the defendant was in the house, are you aware whether he had been in that room?
No, I wasn't aware. We sat in the room the entire time.
You sat in whose room?
My room.
Did you go into mom's room?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get in?
We picked the lock.
And then, was that easy to do?
Yeah, it's like one of them locks. You can use a butter knife and just twist and it opens.
When you went into the bedroom, did you see a fire?
No.
What did you see?
We seen the top half of the room filled with thick black smoke,
And where was the smoke coming from?
coming from under her bathroom door.
Did you go to the bathroom door?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do when you got to the bathroom door?
Try to open it.
Was the door open?
No.
Was it locked?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you lock that bathroom door?
No, ma'am.
Did you lock the bedroom door?
No, ma'am.
Were you and Caden able to get into the bathroom at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get in there?
Same thing. Butter knife still in hand, so
Okay.
open that.
When you opened the door, what did you see?
Well, when my friend Caden opened the door, he kind of swung the door open, and I just seen like a big fireball hit him. So it's like,
Is that pretty scary?
you say so, yeah.
Did you and Caden make some attempt to put the fire out in the bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you guys do?
We ran to the kitchen, grabbed pots, and filled them with water.
Okay. Were you able to put the fire out?
No,
At some point, did you and Caden and Gabby realize that the fire was too big for you guys to handle?
yes, ma'am.
What did you do when you figured that out?
We went out of the house and sat there.
When you left the house, did you take some things with you?
We didn't take anything when we left the house but the dog.
Gabby had a dog, or there was a house dog maybe?
Yeah, Gabby was holding the dog.
Did there come a time where you did take some things out of the house?
Yes, we went back in.
How long was it before you went back into the house?
Literally like 1 minute and we went back in.
And you took some personal items, right?
Yeah,
What did you take?
I took clothes, my PS4, and a couple blankets, pillows, stuff like that.
The PS4 is pretty important at 14, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Does there come a time where you and Gabby and Kaden leave the house completely?
Yes,
And did you leave the property or just the house?
we left the property.
Where did you go when you left the property?
So we ran back to that same curb we were at, and we followed those trees. Wait, we didn't follow the trees yet. First, we stopped in between it, and we had tried to call my mom multiple times, tried to call the police. Well, they tried to call the police. We called the police, and then we started running.
Do you recall who called the police or who called 911?
If I'm thinking right, I'm pretty sure it was Kaden or it was Gabby, because I know I didn't call the police.
You're trying to call mom.
Yeah,
And then you testified that you went back in the tree line.
yes,
So if we look at State's Exhibit 3, are those trees in the top left corner?
yes.
Why did you guys go back there?
Thought he was maybe hiding out there somewhere. I'm too young to die, man, so I hid
You thought who was hiding out there?
Christopher and his cousin.
At some point, did the fire department show up?
Yes, ma'am.
And did police show up?
Yes, ma'am.
Did mom come home?
Yes, ma'am.
And when she came home, was she with Terrence?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, was mom able to find you, Kaden, and Gabby?
Yes, ma'am.
And you guys had some conversation about what happened? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
The night of the fire, did you talk to police and fire personnel at the house?
Yes, ma'am.
So there would have been maybe a police officer that talked to you?
I'm pretty sure it was a firefighter or one of the two. I don't know.
Okay, there was somebody, like a first responder that talked to you, right? Okay, and you answered their questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you aware if Kaden and Gabby also talked to people at the scene that night?
I hope so. I don't really know for sure.
There was a lot going on, right? Yeah. A couple days later, do you remember going to the Elkhart County Sheriff's Office and talking to a detective?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you end up going down there?
My mother, she took me.
And you had an interview with that detective, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where he asked you questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Trey, did you start the fire in that house?
No, ma'am.
To the best of your knowledge, did Kaden or Gabby start that fire?
No, ma'am. I mean, at the time, they were all in the room with me.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clay. It's cross, Mr. Majuri.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Travian, can I call you Travian or would you prefer Trey?
Whatever fits the preference, man.
Okay, I'll call you Travian. You don't know about that. So, you did talk, as you just spoke, with Ms. Clays, to a Detective Laux at the sheriff's office, correct?
Yes, sir.
And your mother was present,
Yes, sir.
sitting in the corner?
For sure. I don't know where she was sitting. I mean, it was so long ago.
Okay. And you knew it was being recorded?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as she said, "Did you start that fire?" Did she just open the door? But probably not that far. Probably not far enough for him to get the interview in.
And Detective Laux asked you, about the night in which Chris came over to the house, right?
Yes, sir.
And asked you what happened. And your first statement was he just walked in, he didn't knock, right?
It was definitely not. I mean,
Then you said, now that I think about it, he knocked, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. With regards to the music in the house at that time, you said it wasn't that loud because we could hear him clearly knocking, right?
Yes, sir.
And you said that the door wasn't open to your room, the door was closed and you were in your bedroom when he arrived?
I was or weren't in my.
You was in your bedroom.
Yes, I was in my bedroom.
Then you came out and opened the door
Yes, sir.
and let him in.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he started collecting his stuff.
Yes, sir.
At some point, he says to you, if your mom isn't here in 10 minutes, I'm going to burn this house down.
Yes, sir.
That's what you said to Detective Laux. You used the word house, right?
Yes, sir.
And now you're using the word, I can say it because you said it, but I'm going to say MF, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's not the same as what you told Detective Laux, right?
Well, I mean, it's not the same because I was being respectful.
Okay. He didn't use the word bitch?
Mm,
I'm going to burn this bitch down?
no, sir.
Okay. When he said that to you, were you in your bedroom?
No, I was standing in the hallway.
You were standing in your hallway. Where was Caden?
Jaden was pretty sure he was either on the other side of the door or he was behind me. When I went to-
And where was Gabby?
She was in the bedroom.
Back in the bedroom. You weren't in the bedroom.
No.
So he didn't say it to Caden, he said it to you.
Yes, sir.
The things that he had to collect when he left, there was speakers.
Yes, sir.
There were big speakers.
You can say so. Mine.
Amplifier.
I don't know what that is, so I would.
That's what drives, you turn it louder, quieter. It's what drives the
I'm
speakers.
pretty sure, yeah.
Did he have a grow kit there?
They broke it
Yes.
for like marijuana.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he took that?
Yes, sir.
Wasn't small, was it?
In my eyes, no, I've never seen a grow kit before.
Okay. But I mean, it was, it was a handful for one person, right?
Yeah.
He had clothes. He had to get his clothes out.
Yes, sir.
And you said he had stuff. It was scattered all around the living room.
Yes, sir.
So he had to go around picking stuff up.
Yes, sir.
And that night you said you had smoked.
Yes, sir. Well, not at night. It was during the day, so.
Sometime that day you had smoked.
Yes, sir.
Was it a blunt?
No. I mean,
Did you see Caden smoke a blunt?
no, sir.
Okay. So after he had made the threat about burning this house down, which you said you got your clothes on because it was cold
Yes,
outside.
sir.
All right. Got your clothes on. That took a little while, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you went to the park for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what you told Detective Lau, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's pretty close to the park, man.
Okay. And you were at the park for a little while?
Yeah.
10 minutes?
5, 10, maybe.
5, 10 minutes? And then you walked back from the park to 712 Hawthorne, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's still taking stuff out at that time.
Not at that point, no.
Well, did you tell Detective Lauk he was taking stuff out at that time?
I don't know. I mean, it was a minute ago.
Okay.
I have ADHD, I have a bad memory.
All right. So you don't remember things quite clearly, right?
No.
Can't remember if he said house or bitch or MF, right?
I'm pretty sure it was MF.
Okay. And at some point you said you were outside the house and you were all just talking in a circle. That would be you, Gabby, and Caden?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he apparently took all of his stuff because he pulled off in the car.
Yes, sir.
And did you see him leave?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you knew that he was gone.
Yeah.
And you probably watched the car to make sure it went out towards the end, the outside of the trailer, the subdivision there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think at that time you told Detective Laux you saw him leave because you were out on the road.
Yeah,
And then Laux asked which road, and you said the road that comes out past away from our house. Out near the basketball court, right?
it's more up. I mean, you could say that, yeah, but
Do you you have exhibit 3 in front of you. Do you see the basketball court on exhibit 3?
yeah,
Is it between the houses or is it at the end over there by the curb?
it's at the end. But if you look where that W is, like in between that W.
Okay. We don't have pointers, so I'm gonna come over and you show me where the W is. Okay, right
That, but like in between there, that's where we were.
over by the curb, up in the upper left-hand corner, where the W, where it says,
West Hawthorne.
West Hawthorne, right? That's where the basketball court is?
Yeah.
You told Officer Laux you were walking to the basketball court and at that time as he was driving away, right?
That's not what I remember, but
Okay, where do you remember being?
I remember being more like, so where that black car sitting
Where do you see the black car?
in that parking lot right next to the basketball court.
Okay, but over by the basketball court, there's some grayish areas and one of them is a parking lot?
More up, like right there.
Okay, so what you're showing is there's like a black dot on that rectangle up there near the corner, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you were going.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you a yes because when you say mm-hmm, on paper, when you read it, it could be mm-mm, all right? So we have to say yes or no. He's gone. You saw him drive off. You saw him take off. And then you went inside, right?
Yeah.
Caden wasn't inside the house at that time, was he?
Mm.
He went in with you.
Yeah. He was inside. He came in with me.
He wasn't in the house when Christopher went out and then drove away. He was out there in the corner with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You went to looking around and you're testifying now that you went around the house, but you didn't see anything. So you went not towards your mother's room, but you went to the other end of the house for about 4 or 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you started to smell something, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you say that when you went to your mother's room, there was a lot of smoke.
It could have been, I mean, granted, it was, what, 2 years ago?
Well, you told Detective Laux when you went into your mother's room, and you didn't mention that the door was locked at that time, but when you went into your mother's room, there was a layer of smoke.
Yeah.
So you could see easily the layer of smoke hovering in that room, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you guys opened the bathroom door, right?
Yes, sir.
And you saw what appeared to be flames.
Yeah.
The door was shut to your mother's room because you said it was locked, right?
Yeah.
And then the door was shut to the bedroom, right?
Yes.
When you see the flame, that's when you go get pots and pans or whatever, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to finish up his testimony tomorrow. We're going to try, anyway, to finish up his testimony tomorrow. And then, after we get through tomorrow, then we'll get the closing statements and the verdict. Thank you so much for coming out today. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We'll see if whose story changes to what tomorrow. Behave today, guys. Be nice, okay? See you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you so much.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcoming place. And so in conclusion,